Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of the tutorial. We kind of did a rundown of some of the stuff we did so far in the last video, which was the start to the main menu. We will do another video on that soon. But for now, we're going to create a win condition now in this one. So we're going to click on the tutorial folder. And we got to make a blueprint and a widget, but we'll start off with making a widget. As you can see, we got our main menu ones from in there from a few minutes ago. We're going to make another one. This one, user widget, widget blueprint. This one we are going to call victory, because if you win, you need a message. Okay, so again, when you have whatever one open, then that you want, then click on it. Or if you're going to click multiple, and then control and then click, but we only need this one, so control S to save, as you just saw on the screen. Alright, and then let's open this up. Alright, so as you can see, we don't have a canvas panel yet. Maybe you could or couldn't see that, but now you can. We don't have a canvas panel yet, so we got to add that to our screen here. Canvas panel. Alright, so now we need a writer's block here telling you what you did. Okay, victory text. Alright, and we're going to call this victory. And we put the exclamation point because it's literally just going to give you a few options. Alright, so we're going to make this a little bit bigger. Instead of the standard 60, we'll make it 70. Alright, 830, 800. There you go. And then that's fine at 60. And then we'll put this, whoa, not 260, 150. Okay. And then adjust this again to be top of the screen, just like the main menu. Alright, the next thing is you're going to need a couple buttons down here to either take you back to the main menu or reload the level. So you're going to have 2 buttons. You're going to want to make them decent size. And you can adjust it accordingly, you know, like when you find a value that works good, then we can always adjust the value instead of just adjusting it ourselves. So we can even move this down some if we'd like. So let's move this down to 100, you know, like so that way it's a little bit further down, and then that way we can even move these down some, like that. Alright. And then let's readjust these values. Let's see, 280 and 100. Want to make it look good. Alright, so readjust this, 280 and 100. And make them match. Alright. So now that we got all this, let's go and adjust this side. So, right, because this one's a little bit off. So you're going to be 800. Oh, no. 820. That looks alright. That's even with the other one. Alright, so the next thing, you got your 2 buttons here. As I mentioned before, you're going to have to rename those, but we'll do that in a second. Drag the text onto your block here. You got a text block for both, and buttons, and that's it, right? So you're going to click on the button, you're going to rename it, you're going to go retry button, and that doesn't rename the text, so now you got to click on the text. Alright, retry text, and then rename this, retry. Now that's updated. Okay, this button now. quit to main menu button. Well, you could just call it main menu button. So let's do that. Main menu. Oh. Button. Again, doesn't update the text here, so you're gonna have to main menu text. And you can either put main menu or quit to main menu, so it's whatever you prefer. So see, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And since it's not really working, you just put main menu. And still does the same thing. Okay. So then adjust these background colors just like we did in the last video on the main menu one. We got
so much happier. Oh, sorry.
We got our victory thing here, and we got our buttons with the color coordinations. And then if you look at these as well, I didn't go over this in the last video, so when we rename the text, okay, so this is the button itself. Then you go on here, how this breaks down. This first part, retry text, is like, so when I click on this is the text you put up here telling you what it is, and then the second one is what it actually says on the button. So, and it's the same thing here, main menu text and then main menu. So look up here, main menu text and then main menu. Alright, so anyhow, we still got to code this, but first let's get an image and put the walnut image, the same one as the, well actually, we're not even going to need to do that this time. So what we are going to do, because this one is like the pause menu, so what you're going to want to do is when you win, you're going to want it to blur out the screen because it's not the main menu. So you come up here to search library, blur, and as you can see it says background blur. Drag that onto your screen here, just like you would an image. You know, you just drag it over your screen, and then you'll see that doesn't necessarily work right away, right? You're like, that's weird, because it doesn't do what you think it should. So it's like, okay, how do we fix that? First, rename this just blur, because that's what it's going to be. Next, get it to be your full screen, just like the image that goes behind your main menu, and just like other things. So next thing, with the 0 blur strength, it doesn't matter what your Z order is or anything else. If you don't have anything on your blur strength, it's not going to show up. So we'll put 3 here for the blur strength, and as you can see, it blurs the background. But if you had it down here, then your Z order, so just to show you, if I put, so I adjusted it from -1 or 0 to -1 and then back, because I wanted to show you. It said 0 before, but this is what it would look like if your blur was first, which is why on your Z order it needs to be -1, and then you can see your victory pop up here. Okay. Alright, so let's X out of this blur here. We got our visual part now set up of our victory widget. So let's go over to the event graph. The next thing is we have our retry and main menu, right? So on retry, you're gonna open level by object reference. So basically it opens whatever level you tell it to. You can set it up for your 10th level, your 3rd level, your 5th level, whatever, right? So, okay, anyway. So tutorial map is where we want it to open on retry, okay? And then main menu, which we created in the, oh, not that, oops, okay. Main menu button, you're going to do again on clicked down here. So basically when it's clicked, you want your main menu to come up. So now, and how you code that one is you're going to remove from parents, because you're removing it from the victory screen. You're going to create a widget because you want it to open your main menu. So then you're going to choose main menu here. And then you're going to add this to your screen, add it to viewport. So you can see and that it brings your main menu open again. Now, I make it a good habit, you know, I'm not doing it here right now, but always try to give yourself comments so that way you remember how to do it. But this one's self-explanatory, really. Alright, so now this is all set up. So when I win, this will come up. When I retry, I click it, it opens my level. Main menu opens my main menu level. Okay, so now the next thing is creating the blueprint now for this victory widget to open too. So again, we're going to go to our tutorial folder, go into our blueprints here. This power up and child classes, you know, and actually this this spike is a child class of this spike, because I had to make the main spike and a child class to do different settings on that one, but go check those tutorials out. Anyway, and this one, again, because we did this widget, let's go ahead and make a new blueprint called, so blueprint actor. So blueprint class and then an actor, because that's what it is. It's an actor in your scene. Blueprint win, or no, victory. Alright, because basically when you step on this, it's gonna give you that that menu, right? So this victory here is going to be like a cube, and you're going to stand on it, and when you stand on it, that menu will come up, and then you then we'll go from there. So let's open this up. Alright, the next thing, you're going to add a cube to your scene. And this cube, you're going to, first of all, you don't want it to be like this, so readjust it about like 40, you know, so it's above ground. You know, maybe even 50 would work. There you go. And it's not with all these lines going through it now. Alright, the next thing, you want to scale this down. So you put 0.1. Make it, you know, not super small, but not super big either. So basically, when you stand on this now, then you are going to activate it and make it where you can get that victory widget. Okay, so this is what you're going to be standing on, but you need something for the player to trigger this to show that screen. So the next thing you're going to need, you're going to add a box collision. Sometimes sphere collisions, other stuff, so you're just going to have to do it accordingly. So we're going to call this the collider, because that's exactly what it is. The player is going to collide with it. So let's bring this down to 0 now, because now that that's adjusted, you know, then you see it's not too bad. Alright, and this collider, you're going to want to bring this up to 0. Alright, and what you're going to do is you're going to make this 0.9, 0.9, and 1. Now we're going to need to make it a little bit bigger. I don't... So... Oh, 0.1, not 1. Alright, we are going to need to make it a little bit wider because that's not going to cover much. It's only going to cover like the dead middle of it. So you want to make sure that you are able to trigger it. Let's see here. So if I stand on this, I want to be able to trigger it. So maybe do 60. That's too much. Alright, and then the Y, that's how wide it is. We'll do 60 on that one. Alright, so anytime the player stands on this now, they'll activate it. So this collider does just that, right? So, let's see, do 50, 70, okay. So now, when they collide with this, they will trigger it. Okay, so we'll compile real quick. Save it. Now when we come over to the event graph for this victory, you're going to need event begin play, or actually not even begin play. You're going to need to go to your collider event, your box collision, right click and go to add event on component begin overlap. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to pull off the other actor. You're going to cast this to your character, whatever kind of character you have. In this case is a third person character. Alright. The next thing is we are going to create widget. And we're going to select the victory widget because that is the one we just created for this. You're going to add this to viewports so that we can see the victory widget pop up on our screen. I think this, no, it doesn't plug in there. Okay, and then the next thing, you're going to set the show mouse cursor because we are using, come on man, set show mouse cursor so we can make our selections. And then we're going to get the player controller so the player can decide what to do. Make sure it's not the state and make sure it's the actual player here. Alright, so now if everything is correct, then it should work. We can put this in our scene and we can try it out. Okay, so to test this, I'm going to come over here and put it here in the corner. You can make it a little bit bigger if you want and whatnot, or make a little room for it or something like that, right? It all just is personal preference. So now that we have this with the coding and the widget going to pop up, we'll see what happens. Okay. Yeah, you might want to adjust that too. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Okay, so we go forward, and if we come up on top of this, yeah, the retry and main menu, for whatever reason, I need to adjust that. And the victory shouldn't be blurred like that. So I do not know why that's happening like that. Let me go check that out. Okay. Let me and yeah, so those buttons moved because I mentioned this in the main menu video a little bit ago, that you want to always make sure your flower piece or whatever you want to call this is on top of your buttons. Otherwise your buttons will move where they're not supposed to be. So always make sure that that's correct. Okay, and then the blur hopefully should be fixed, but it did pop up, so let me see this time if everything works correctly. Still is having the issue with the blur in the background. So what we're going to do is we're just going to delete this blur for right now. We'll re-add it in a minute. Alright. As long as the thing pops up like it's supposed to. Okay, so as you can see, the thing pops up. The deal here though, I shouldn't be able to move in the background after I do that. But to show you this works, and then we'll re-add the blur. If we hit retry, it reloads us from Go, right? And if I hit main menu, it should bring me to the main menu that we created in the last video, as you can see. And that is a little bit weird, you know. It should have gone to a whole nother screen. This is, yeah, very weird. Anyway, we'll fix that though. But so you can see that the victory widget works. So let's add that blur in the background again. It should be clear instead of, you know, blurred out victory and stuff on the top there. So let's look that up again. Blur. Alright. Blur strength, you get 3. And then your Z order, -1. Okay. And this should be for the entire screen. Okay. I'll save it. And we'll see. Hopefully that fixed it this time. Because I think where I had it on the hierarchy might have affected that. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. This shows up, but this victory seems like it's, you know, for whatever reason, it's not looking like it's popping up correctly. Okay, let me look at that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah. But it should be working, but yeah. You can see that the menu does pop up though when you overlap with the win condition, which is standing on this. It pops up, and actually I don't know, now it kind of fixed. It doesn't look as bad now, but anyhow, so the main menu pops up when you hit main menu, and retry and reloads the level, which is what we wanted it to do. And the coding for the victory, you know, on the blueprint allows for when the player overlaps to trigger this widget that we created. So this will be it for the yeah, that's really wild. Okay, so that is the end of the win condition tutorial. So hope you all enjoyed this one, and we'll see y'all soon for more tutorials. Stay tuned.